We're in a period of crisis. Russia moves quickly to essentially take over Ukraine. It's going to greatly change the European political story for the worse. This was chronicled in a great column today by Robert Kagan of Brookings in the Washington Post. There's a new front line of conflict in Central Europe. Russians control Belarus, Ukraine, probably soon Moldova, immediately threatening Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, and Romania, as I talk with Bill Hemmer. And, of course, the Baltics are totally vulnerable. We don't know if NATO can defend the Baltics or not. We're going to talk geopolitics in just a moment with General Keane and then former Senator and NATO Ambassador Kay Bailey Hutchison. I don't really feel like taking pot shots at Biden today. As I said earlier, this is a very difficult position. I worry a lot more about American security than about Biden's political standing. The latter is going down. It's the former that I really want to preserve. America first. I don't think the sanctions program is near severe as advertised. U.S. stock market actually wound up in the green today. Oil was only up a little bit. It is $93 a barrel. The dollar is actually very strong. Gold prices actually dropped $14, and the 10-year bond was about flat, still slightly south of 2%. Now, in Russia, this story is a whole lot different. The ruble has completely, totally collapsed, and their stock market fell about 35%. That's on top of the prior losses, so I think that's down about 50%. So Russia is going to take an economic hit, and that's very good indeed. As we parse through all the sanctions over a period of time, we are going to hurt them. Whether it's swift and severe, as the president said, we don't know. I do like the idea that the Russian financial companies are going to be sanctioned. That's good. I like the idea of the export controls. Good. Capital fundraising for Russian companies will be impossible. Haven't yet thrown them off the SWIFT transaction system. That's not yet done. We'll see. The problem, of course, Biden's diplomacy has failed, and Putin is on the rampage. But look, here's the part that just makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Joe Biden just can't help himself, okay? If we're waging at least economic war with Russia, wouldn't we want more energy power in the U.S. and less energy power in Russia? In fact, if we're worried about gasoline prices and all the rest, wouldn't we want to increase American energy supplies, not reduce them? At the existing rate of rising economic demand, wouldn't 415 million barrels per day, which is what we're capable of, or a massive LNG export campaign to help Europe and harm Russia, wouldn't that be a good thing? Can you just play the sound from the press conference that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up? Let's just listen to this for 1 second.
We're taking active steps to bring down the cost, and American oil and gas companies should not exploit this moment to hike their prices to raise profits.
I mean, that is just so pathetic. Attacking our energy businesses. That's all you can say. That's how much the left has you by the short hairs. Honest to God, it is the worst thing for an American president to do. And there he goes again. He did it. They shouldn't take advantage. He needs to say to our fossil fuel companies, in order to damage Russia and hold prices down, more supply holds prices down. He needs to say, turn the spigots on, full steam ahead, full throttle. They're not here to take money out of people's pockets. If you want to lower world oil prices, produce more oil. If you want to damage Russia's power and stranglehold over Europe, export LNG. It's not that hard. When Biden was first inaugurated, by the way, we had much lower oil prices and much lower gas prices. He's made, probably last year, he made about $65, $70 billion. And right now, given the shift up in oil prices in oil markets, he's probably going to make another $60, $70 billion. And that's on top of what he made down through the years. So don't blame American companies. Honestly, don't blame American companies. Joe Biden, for heaven's sakes, the left has such a stranglehold on you, it's pathetic. What you need to do, Joe, is tell our great companies to please, full throttle ahead. Get your baseball cap on front forward. You know what I mean? The bill comes first. That's what you need to do now.